Hi, my name's Rick Schrader. Welcome to my homework number 8, my fantasy wetlands. I live in Dallas, Texas, so wetlands would seem unusual to find in this area because Dallas is an arid area. Due to climate change, we've had a lot of issues with water conservation. We've had a drought for 5 years, and the area itself is, our water is really held in lakes, in reservoirs. All of the lakes in the state of Texas are man-made, except for one. So I was surprised to find a wetland center at the John Bunker Sands Wetland Center, about 45 minutes south of my home. It's a 5,000 acre ranch, 2,000 acres set aside for the Wetland Center, and the design is basically to polish the water that comes out of the water treatment plant, the south side water treatment plant, about 5 miles upriver. It's actually down here, where it's cleaned and it goes into the tributary. But once it enters the tributary, it still has the nitrates and the phosphates, and that's what plants love. So why not pump it into this wetland center? It's got basins set up and it's got gates in between these basins so they control the water flow as it comes through. It can polish between 50 million and 175 million gallons per day. It takes about a week for it to get all the way through. These wetlands are beautiful. The plants are growing. They're reeds, they're cattails, but there's a huge amount of wildlife. Wildlife. They've got bobcats and they've got birds. As a matter of fact, there are eagles actually here, which is unusual. But once the water gets here through the wetlands, it hits this pump. And this pump pumps it 43 miles north into Lake Lavon Lake, which is at the north end of the watershed. So it hangs out here for a while and enters the municipal water supply again, where it can, again, go through the Southside Water Treatment Plant, through the Wetland Center, be recycled, and back up into the water supply. So that helps us conserve and keep water in the water supply in Dallas. It's run by the North Texas Municipal Water District authorities. So they handle the maintenance and the running of the equipment, even though the land is donated and still owned by the family. So where do we build something like that? In my area, I thought about it, and there's an area that I love. It's called Glen Rose, Texas. One of the reasons I like it is because it's got a wildlife center. Wildlife is really interesting for the kids, and this is a tourist area. Basically, it's a huge ranch where you drive your car through. They give you bags of food, and you can feed the wildebeest, the giraffes, the zebras. I think he's here. There's a zebra, and it's a huge tourist area down here. So also near that is Dinosaur Valley State Park. It's about 5 miles away. And this is an interesting area because it's got dinosaur tracks and fossils. And so people go out there to learn earth sciences and about dinosaurs and fossils, or they go to the Fossil Rim Wildlife Center to learn about wildlife. So why not put a wetland center in between these, especially since there's tourism down there? If that's the case, we saw from the other one that one of the things that is beneficial is to have a wastewater treatment plant, which, again, it turns out we got lucky and there's one right up here in Granbury. So it's about 10 miles north, but it's right here on the Comal River. So where would you put your water treatment plant? You'd set it up right here where this water comes snaking through so that you can control it like those basins in the other wetlands treatment area. So as the water comes through, it feeds the plants. They polish out the nitrogen, the phosphates. They love to eat that stuff up. But one of the things that you get with a wetlands, due to this, and the decomposition, is the acidity in the water increases. But one of the benefits, again, of this area is we got limestone. These are actually limestone quarries. So that might help us with the pH of the water. So that's the wetlands. But there's also another interesting thing going on. And what I'd like to do is use eminent domain and turn this area into an algae farm. What do you need for an algae farm to make algae happy? You know, the nitrates, the phosphorus, you have the nutrients that they need. But they also like temperature. Texas is hot, so that helps a lot. But what are you going to do during the winter? You need a heat supply. And we've got one right here, the nuclear power plant, the Comanche Peak Nuclear Power Plant. This reservoir right here is water that's pumped into the nuclear power plant to keep it cool, also creates steam, and then it comes back out into the Squaw Creek Reservoir, about 20 degrees warmer. It doesn't have any radiation. It never gets near radiation. It's monitored, so there isn't any radiation risk. But again, that is about 20 degrees warmer, so you can use that warmer water to pump it over here to your wetland center to make the plants happy and to make the algae happy. You can use the algae to make food. You can use the algae to make fuel. They've looked at how to power planes by algae from time to time. So that's my fantasy wetland center. Again, it would be modeled after the other one. It would be run by the North Texas Water Authority. They would handle the operation, and basically it would polish out the water, get the nitrates, the nitrogen, the phosphates, and clean the water. You could pump it back up into one of your reservoirs, or you could let some of it go down to Houston where it feeds into their reservoirs. So thank you very much for watching.